there comes a time when, for unknown set of reasons, we start to get tuned in. When the energies start to match, the frequencies start to match, when we find a receiver which can read us. And that happens after hundreds and thousands of lifetimes. And it happens when there is a time for the change of a yuga, when it is a time of change. Not an ordinary change that we are used to, because in life, change is the only constant. But I'm talking of a change which happens once in every 5-10,000 years. It is those kind of times that we are living in. And it is this reason why we took birth during this time. For some of us, we took birth because we wanted to see this transition happening from the dark age to the age of light to the age of love. Some of us have come to participate in it and want to be there to, when this change is happening and to witness it. Some of us have come to be the instruments of that change. So each one has come for a different purpose. But for each one, there is a commonality. And that commonality is that we are here, we are together, and we seem to be experiencing something deep inside in our hearts. And I know it's happening to everybody. So this deepening of this experience is coming to each one of us, and this deepening is going to continue because there is something happening inside of us which is cleansing us out, which is clearing us out, which is going to remove all that we have had for so long, which is actually not required. So that cleansing is beginning to happen. And this veil has to be lifted so that we can be in the presence of this energetic source for which we have always been seeking, knowingly or unknowingly. There's been a void in our heart that we've been carrying, not knowing what it was, not understanding really the experience. But now that we are experiencing it, we are beginning to understand what it is all about. So, as these energies are beginning to shift, it is shifting both ways. It is shifting both upwards and it is shifting both downwards. Both the spirals are happening. As I speak to you, the energy right now is so intense that it's very difficult to even try and bring it down. So I'm letting this huge energy flow through me. And the downward energy is going to pull people down who are still operating out of the mind. And therefore, I keep telling all of you that you should stop using your mind and surrender and give it to me. Because the energy is such that it will pull you down. It can very easily take you downwards. So this is the time to go upwards. And who goes upwards? All that is light will go upwards, and all that is heavy will remain down and will be pulled downwards into the Earth's crust. So, and what makes it heavy? What makes us heavy is not our weight, is not the kgs or the pounds that we have. What makes us heavy is our mind, is our thoughts. So all the heaviness in our life is because of our mind, and all the lightness in our life is because of love, is because of our heart. So if we understand that what is happening right now in the world, as the opposing forces are coming into a very strong play, it's almost like the churning of the ocean between the good and the bad. This time it is between the mind and the heart. So it's being churned. And depending upon which side you are, if you are on the side of the mind, you will experience very intense, manifestations of the mind and real challenges. I have a feeling psychologists and therapists are full of cases because people don't know what's going on. On the other hand, those who are operating from the heart are experiencing an unknown bliss, an unknown emptiness, an unknown stillness. It's as if we have all eaten Valium, as if we have all been intoxicated. So this intoxication is the energy of the heart, which is taking us through this transitionary period. And it's a very, very beautiful time. And I keep telling all of you, you do not know how lucky you are, how lucky all of us are to be present, to be aware, and to be participating in a time that comes once in many thousand years. And as we keep letting go, as we keep doing and going towards what our heart is telling us, all doors will keep opening for us. Because this is a journey that we have yearned for a very long period of time. And this is now coming in together. So it is the process of going home now. And not the homes that we think we have. These homes are going to be snatched away from all of us very soon because we are temporary visitors. Some buildings and some walls we think are our home, but they aren't. But the real home is within us, and that home is calling us now. And through this light, everything will come out very clearly. And that's the reason we continue to be in that space of stillness, in this space of silence every night when we get together. We are experiencing this energy. We are experiencing the depths inside us. And I'm not able to have many sessions, longer sessions now, but I still do speak to a lot of you during the week, and I'm aware what's going on. Even when we don't speak, then also the energy reaches, because once you're tuned to that energy tells everything. And this is a very beautiful way of communicating. And as more and more of us get tuned to this, as more and more of us start to enjoy this and understand it and decode it, these are the beautiful, beautiful, energetic times that we are going in, where all heaviness will go away. Every time you feel heavy, remember you're using your mind and just let go. Okay? Every time you feel heavy, think of a red balloon. I see in the morning messages a lot of hearts these days. So I see a blue heart and a red heart and a yellow heart and a white heart. So maybe you can, instead of hearts, you can use balloons. And every time the mind becomes stuck in something, put that thought in that balloon, colorful balloon, and just let it go and watch it go into the sky. So keep letting go and keep using the Trikuti. If it does come, many of you, I think, have gone beyond that, but some of you still sometimes get that feeling. Don't worry. In our not knowing actually lies all the knowledge and wisdom of the world. So, that day I shared with all of you this blog that I had written in 2019 about the snake and the rope. And I shared it in the group. And it got triggered because the other day on the Bhagavad Gita session, there was a talk about the snake and the rope. And that blog that I shared was my actual experience. When I was teaching at the university in Gulbarga, one evening I had gone for a walk, and there are a lot of dark patches on the road where there is no light. So I was walking towards the girls' campus, and we had our girl students standing outside and practicing their band. It was about 8 o'clock in the night, and as I was walking, I felt that there was like a rope that had entangled in my feet, because we were in a campus where construction was constantly going on. So naturally I thought that there is some kind of a rope which has got stuck in my feet, and very nonchalantly, I just, without even looking down, I just flicked my leg like this upwards. And when I saw what was flying away from my leg, because at that time it was flying towards light, and I actually saw it was quite a big snake. And there were some 4-5 girls who were watching me approaching, and they also saw this whole scene. They saw me kick away a snake, and they came running and they said, "Oh, what happened? We saw, there was a snake there." So I said, "I don't know. I just thought it's a rope, and I just kicked it away." And they said, "Oh, you're a very blessed soul." I said, "Why?" They said that it is said that when a snake comes on your feet when you're walking, then it comes to bless you, and it happens only when you're a very pure soul. I said, "I don't know, but I just thought about it in the night, and I reflected upon it, and that is when I wrote this blog. That look at it, all our lives, we are paralyzed by our fears of the unknown. We all want security. We are always planning about money. We're always planning about house. We're always planning, oh, how this is going to happen. Oh, I should do this, right? We're always planning. We're always calculating. We think comfort is in money. We think comfort is in having, bank balances and properties and rentals and, investments and shares and cryptocurrency and so on. This is what our idea of security is, because that's how the world of mind has operated. And so the whole world has always looked at fears, and to overcome the fears, we've run towards the safety of money. And therefore a mere rope starts to look like a snake because of our ignorance, because of our lack of understanding. because of how we have always viewed things. This is the path of the mind. And the mind creates the illusion. Mind is which is ignorant, and the mind lacks the light, and therefore something the mind imagines, and it creates a simple rope into a snake. And there comes a time in the journey of the soul where you reach such a state of awareness, such a state of mind, that even if there is actually a snake, you think of it to be a mere rope, right? And that was such a big realization for me. If you think of it, it is taking the Vedantic principle to the next level. Because all of Vedanta is taught actually on this topic, that the world is an illusion, that the world is a grand illusion, and only Brahman, the limitless consciousness, is the reality, is what is the truth. And that's the basis of all that we do and the way we express ourselves in life. Because that's how we interact with the society, that's how we interact with our families, that's how we interact with this world. And everything is based on this particular premise of ours, which itself is faulty. And when this vision gets changed, when this perspective gets changed, when this understanding becomes wisdom, because there's no use of acquiring knowledge and reading books and reading Bhagavad Gita and having all the good thoughts in our head if we don't get to use it in our life, if we don't get to live it in our lives, and it does not become our experience. And only on the touchstone of experience the knowledge becomes our wisdom. And that wisdom is the light which actually takes us across the ocean of samsara, or across the ocean of this delusion which we call as life. And all securities and all that we have planned for, mark my words, all that you have planned for, and all do you think actually which gives you security, the illusion of security, will all crumble away. Because as long as you're holding on to something, you'll never be step in. With that clarity, with that light in your heart, with that love in your heart, you'll never be able to step in, because there is something always holding you back. There is this fear. I understood this many, many years back when I started on this path, that on this path you have to go broke. You have to just step in with full understanding. It started with faith. That's why today it's easy for you to have faith on me, right? Because to you I'm able to guide, and I'm able to take you where I'm going. But when I stepped in, there wasn't anything other than a deep understanding from within, that in this path you are the path. We call it the pathless path, we call it the path of love. And in this path there is no path, but the mind is looking for a path. And the path has to be created by us. Please understand this. The key of everything is inside and not outside. We keep applying, many of us keep running between these different states of consciousness and in a completely confused manner. But we have to let go. Then only we can step in and experience that experience. Right? So that's why a guru comes in our life. The guru says, don't worry. My guru was not physically with me, But my guru was inside of me, and my guru said, "Don't worry, you have faith in me, I will not let you down." And he took me across, and I said, he wants me to let go, I will let go. I will let go of everything. So what? In any case, nothing belongs to me. I came empty-handed in this world. I am going to leave this world empty-handed. So what is mine that I am trying to cling on to? What am I trying to hold on to? What false sense of security I have created? But there is something in me which is nobody can take away from me. Nobody can rob me of this wealth. Nobody can put it, behind lock and key. And that, when you experience, you realize that all the principles that we've used, all this so-called security that we have held on to has actually trapped us. That's been the cause of all the problem, because it's the shackles, and we are not able to break free. And whenever we try and take a step forward, we get possessed by fear. It's because that's what we've been trained into all our lives. And then that's why a master comes. A master says, okay, hold on. You're not believing in the teachings. You're not believing in yourself. You don't have faith in yourself. Okay, you have faith in me, right? I will take you there, right? And therefore, we start to have this connection with our guru. And every good guru, every guru worth his salt, only job is to make you get connected to your inner guru. That's it. The only role that any guru has to perform, to get you connected with that which is your truth. And once you start experiencing it, everything outside just starts to crumble, disappear. All the heaviness, all these load that we have carried lifetimes upon lifetimes upon lifetimes of desires and seeking and security and safety and this and that, in a moment it crumbles. And when that clarity keeps coming, you realize that all the time we've been blaming people, circumstances, our conditions, our references for what's going on in our life. Not knowing that everything has been beautifully put into place for us on our path, only to make us free, only to make us experience what it means to go beyond. And going beyond is to go back to the source, to go back to that infinite love, to that most beautiful experience. It just needs letting go. And that's the beautiful time we're entering into, which is going to make us feel that this birth and all these lifetimes before this was worth it. Because this experience cannot be explained. It has to be experienced. And I'm sure each one of you, if you think you are ready to experience it, it's hurtling, it's coming all the way to all of you. We have to just raise our hand and say, I'm ready. And that's all it takes. So it's an amazing, amazing time. It's the most beautiful time. And please, as I keep saying, a lot of you have given your minds to me. The others who are still holding on to them, please give it to me. I have promised you I will keep it very safely for all of you, and get on in this beautiful times. You will soon realize what I'm saying, because all your well laid plans of what you think it's going to be like, they will all change, because you cannot imagine what's coming. I can only say it's going to be more beautiful than what you can think of, what you can dream of. And I was telling, I don't know, somebody in a group, I was saying that the future times are like, almost like a fairy tale that we have read or we have seen. And, and we always thought these are fairy tales because they can't be true. That's why we call them fairy tales. At least I didn't imagine that I'm going to be part of a fairy tale. And fairy tales are left to the writers and authors and or a director's imagination, how imaginative it can be. But I'm surely telling you that this one is going to be very beautiful, because it's happening here and now. It has started to manifest. So all those who are feeling this connection, who are experiencing this right now in their hearts, this is a calling for them. And those who are experiencing it, they know that this invitation is for them. Because as I said, there are three types of people present in this group. There are those who are going to witness it. There are those who are going to celebrate it, and there are those who are going to be the harbingers of change, who are going to be the instruments of this change. So each one has a beautiful role to play. Each of us has come here for a reason, and each one of us is experiencing what they are experiencing at this time, because that's how it is meant to be. All is as is meant to be, and all of us are experiencing what we are meant to experience. For love is all there is and shall ever be, and only love is real. And all that I have been saying, that consciousness makes me share with all of you, have been recorded, because some are going to understand it now, some are going to understand it later, but it has already taken place. We're just going to manifest it now. That's how interesting and beautiful and amazing journey we are all entering into. And you will see, you've been part of it. You're going to be, all of you in one way or the other are going to be connected with it. And you'll see, get ready for an incredible journey. So I'm amazed. I've spoken so much today, out of script. So sharing lots of love and light with all of you. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you all, and enjoy the journey ahead. And some of you, we are going to meet very soon, by the end of this month, because most of you on the group, a lot of you I have never met ever. We've always just seen each other through calls, but that's enough actually. And the others we will meet soon. So with that, I'd close my talk, and I'd like to hear from all of you. If you have anything to share, if you have any questions, if you have any experiences, do keep writing, do keep sharing. helps when we share, because sometimes what we are experiencing, somebody else is also experiencing, and so it's good to keep sharing, and everybody feels kind of united in that sharing. So thank you. Samast loka sukhino bhavantu. Samast loka sukhino bhavantu. Samast loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.